I don't know if any of you remember. Heck, the video might be gone now. I don't even know if the video was even up or even is still up. However, so 2 years ago, I got the Bandai, I guess you'd say S.H.Monster Arts. Yeah, the not Bandai. It's from S.H.Monster Arts. Uh, Gigan Final Wars figure. And unfortunately, when I was trying to just put him back in the box, I was trying to get his chainsaw hands off, which did go well. They went well, you know. The chainsaw hands, I got those off well. All that stuff went fine. Then I was like, well, I want to interchange his head. I want to give him his kind of original head. I want to take his chainsaw head off and whatnot. The chainsaw accessory piece heads off and whatnot. So I did all that. I took the little side plate covers off, and I was getting it all ready. Next thing you know, as I was just trying to pull the part of the head off, it snapped. The whole entire piece here just said screw it, and it just snapped. And I was being careful. I was being as careful as I possibly could. However, though, I'm not really upset about it. Heck, I'm not even mad about it because, I mean, it is a S.H.Monster Arts figure, and I know that in the past they had a re-release, if I'm not mistaken. They had a re-release this figure because the first one had issues. Like, for example, apparently a lot of the pieces don't even like to stay on very well. So I might have the first release of this figure that I'm thinking about it, because I know, I swear they made a re-release of this figure so the pieces are better and they can stay on better. But yeah, I mean, it is a little disappointing. But honestly, for a while I've been thinking about going on eBay and just buying the new Bandai one that they made, or the old Bandai one. It's made out of hard hard like material, like hard, like I don't want to say plastic, but I guess you could say like hard vinyl. And that's what I like about the Bandai figures, is they're made out of hard vinyl, or kind of squishier vinyl, and they can stand a fucking ass beating. You know, these S.H.Monster Arts figures, like they're good when they are good made figures. They have like all this articulation and whatnot, but little stupid reasons like this is why I don't buy them, because of stuff like this. And I know there's other Bandai figures that have had issues like this that I have seen over the years as well. Like other figures, not just the S.H.Monster Arts Final Wars Gigan. But yeah, but it is what it is. I'll just pack him up in his box and just, I guess, keep him in his box now. But yeah, it really does fucking suck that this happened, but I'm not upset about it at the end of the day. It is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, I'm probably just gonna, at the end of the day, probably just end up getting, it's assumed up. There we go. I'm probably just gonna end up getting the new Bandai release, or the old one. I kind of like how the old Bandai looked anyways. The figure was made out of more kind of like a squishier vinyl, so if it fucking falls and drops or something, it ain't gonna break. You know what I mean? Like this piece of shit S.H.Monster Arts release. But yeah, so again, I don't hate the S.H.Monster Arts figures. They're really good detailed, but stuff like this tends to fucking happen with their figures over time, and then if you get a bad copy or whatever in the fuck the issue is, and it's not like I can go back and get my money. I bought this thing like 2-3 years ago, so it is what it is. I'll just have to store him in his fucking box, and you know what I mean? Store him back in the box and whatnot, and I don't know. Maybe down the line I could figure something out. Maybe Dremel this piece out, Dremel this out, and I don't know. Try to make a ball joint. Try to make my own variation of a ball joint and put it down in there and just see if that even would work. You know. But for right now though, I don't know. Maybe I'll just, I don't know. Because if I sell this, I don't think I'd make any money off of this now since his head's fucking broken. But yeah. So maybe down the line, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, here's an update. Here's all the pieces. I know like 3 years ago I said I would show all of his pieces, so here's all of his pieces. This is his other pieces, and whatnot. I don't know, just it's not. It wouldn't be a bad figure if the arm pieces didn't come off so fucking easily. But yeah, and I'll even show you what I mean. Hold on. So for example, I have a shoulder piece on, right? The shoulder piece is completely on. There's it's on there. It's staying put. But watch when I do this. See, as I legitimately just poke at it, it comes right off. It's, come on, you can't make it to where it sits down in there really well, so if you do poke at it, or you hit it, or whatever, you know what I mean, it doesn't come out so fucking easily. I mean, seriously, like, this is why I'm not a fan of these Bandai figures. Then it's giving me trouble to even go back on. This fucking piece of shit. But yeah, so I don't know, this is why personally I don't buy them. This is the only Bandai, the only S.H.Monster Arts figure that I have. This is the only one. But it sucks, but it is what it is. Shit happens. It is what it is. I'll just buy the better made Bandai figure, even though yes, the Bandai figures are not as like what you would call it. They're not as like pulsable and articulatable and blah 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 blah. But at least they're more better fucking made in my eyes. But yeah, so I don't know. But there we go. This is why personally I don't care about the S.H.Monster Arts figures. I know I keep saying Bandai. I'm meaning to say S.H.Monster Arts, but yeah, so it is what it is. Shit happens. But yeah.